Welcome back to another championship predictions video. This is for week 11 of the championship, and there's been a lot of games this week. I just can't keep up. First game up is Stoke and West Brom. This will be a tough game for both sides. For Stoke City, they've been disappointing in the last couple of games, so they need to bounce back. And for West Brom, they've been in form recently, so they've really been delivering and destroying teams. This will be a 3-1 win to West Brom. Next game up is Coventry and Fulham. This will be another tough game for both sides. Both sides were disappointing in their last game, but you can't really fault them because in the championship there are a lot of games, so it's hard to be consistent. But for Coventry, they got hammered in their last game to Luton. I actually thought they were going to win that game comfortably, but it was actually the opposite and really a disgrace. And for Fulham, they're really inconsistent, but they have been getting wins here and there. It's hard to really gauge where they're at, but at least they're getting points on the board inconsistently. I think this will be a 2-1 win to Fulham. Next game up is Birmingham and Nottingham. This is a tough game to call. Birmingham have been disappointing of late, and for Nottingham, it looks like they've had an upturn in form. They're picking up maximum points in games, and they're really delivering. Again, this will be a tough game. Excuse me. Either side could win it. I think this will be a 2-1 win to Nottingham. Next game up is Blackpool and Blackburn. This will be a tough game for both sides. Either side could win it. Blackpool have been, picking up points, but not really enough to really, I suppose, pose much of a threat to other sides. And for Blackburn, it seems like they've really slowed down this season. They had a hot excuse me, my throat. They had a hot start, but they haven't really been able to keep it going. This will be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Bournemouth and Sheffield. This will be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Cardiff and Reading. I really can't call this game. This is pretty even. Both sides have been up and down this season so far. Again, we're only 11 games into the season. Well, 10 because we've only played 10. 11 is coming up this weekend. And it could go either way. I'm going to say it's a 2-1 win to Reading. Next game up is Barnsley and Millwall. This will be a 0-0 draw. Next game up is Hull and Middlesbrough. I would have expected a lot more from Hull this season because of how well they played in League One last season, although it is tough for newly promoted sides to really, take it to the next level. And for Middlesbrough, I expected them to be challenging for promotion this season. It has been a rocky start, but I expect them to keep picking up wins, and really, staying in the top positions. This will be a 2-0 win to Middlesbrough. Oh, I really can't get it together today. Next game up is Luton and Huddersfield. This could be one of the games of the weekend. Both sides are in form, scoring goals, and really, trying to do what it takes to really have a good season. This will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. Next game up is Peterborough and Bristol. This will be another tough game for both sides. That's the great thing about the championship. Every game is, potentially good. Even though it could go the other way, it could be a terrible game. But, Peterborough, I've been somewhat impressed with them this season. They've really done well. And it's not just, that they've done well, but, they've been scoring lots of goals, so that's been impressive. And for Bristol, I like the way they play. I think they're a good team, but you know, you want them to do more. However, I think this will be a 2-1 win to Peterborough. Next game up is Queen's Park Rangers and Preston. This will be a 1-0 win to Queen's Park Rangers. And the last game of the week is Derby and Swansea. I don't see a lot of goals in this game. Obviously Derby, they've been picking up points recently. And actually, Derby went into administration, I believe. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week. When teams go into administration, I think, they've done something illegal, obviously. In this case, I think Derby signed some players that were underage, or I think it had something to do with the transfer. They didn't do it the right way, or by league regulations, so they've been deducted points. That could have a massive effect at the end of the season. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Either way, this will be a 0-0 draw. And that's about it.